Hello, everybody. I'm Roadblock, and we are on the free-to-play account. So, a couple of updates for you guys. As you can see, I didn't stream today, and I have a lot of energy and resources still. Um, really, today was a real headache for me. I mentioned this on my other video, but I was getting blue screens all day, troubleshot it, updated drivers, did everything. I seem to have fixed something. I basically just threw crap against the wall and saw what stuck, and it seems to be sticking now. So, um, we're back and we're up and running, but I really missed out on some time towards at the we're gonna talk about that in a second because I'm having a bit of a difference. So let's do this. Let me click on this again because I don't have it open on the screen over here. Da, da, da. All right. So we have the calendar for the Fusion. So we currently have, starting today, we have a Dragon Tournament and a Champion Training Tournament, okay? Uh, Tomorrow, we will kick off a Summon Rush and an Artifact Enhancement event. And then Dungeon Divers starts on Saturday. Saturday is going to be a very busy day for me. So I've given a lot of thought as to how I want to approach this fusion. We need to be as resourceful as possible during the fusion. In my opinion, the absolute best way, because dungeon divers are hard now, the absolute best way is to do everything during the dungeon diver. What do I mean? I'm not going to do dragon until Saturday. I'm not going to do champion training until Saturday. Now, I will do my dailies, right? I'll do my 7 or my 3 quests, right? If we talk, just to clarify what I'm meaning, if you don't know, because you're newer to the game, when I say 7 or 3, your dailies, you either have to beat a campaign boss 3 times or beat a campaign level 7 times, right? So I will still accomplish those. And I'll still be leveling champions here, right? And making room as necessary. I found myself not on this account, actually on my main account, not having room, and so I was making room on that account. Now, I'm going to be doing the same thing on my main account as well. I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm really praying that RSL Helper comes back up in order for me to cover this on all of my accounts. But specifically for the free-to-play account, I want to, let me pull the calendar back up here. I really need to do everything on Saturday. So we're going to be doing Dragon. We're going to do Champion. So here's my plan, because I work on Saturday. My plan is to do Dragon, if possible, across all 3 accounts while I'm at work on Saturday. I'll calculate how much energy I need to spend. I will spend that amount of energy and complete the Dragon tournament to the point where I get the fragments. Then, when I get home, it's champion training time. And I'm basically going to be grinding champion training across all of my accounts. 2 accounts, sorry. Only 2 accounts are going for the fusion. But I can't ignore, to be honest, with the way that I'm doing this, I'll be able to spend a lot more time on my challenge account until Saturday, and then I'm kicking it into overdrive. Because you get points for champion training tournament towards dungeon divers, as well as in the drag. So by doing all of this on Saturday, I'm giving myself maximum dungeon divers points. So then when my champion training progress is complete, I've done enough to get the fragments in the champion training tournament. That should mean that I can finish up the rest of Dungeon Divers here in Ice Golem. And then once Ice Golem, I have the fragments in Ice Golem, then I'll consider probably doing some other dungeon maybe that might be more valuable to me, or I just keep doing, go back and do some dragon, or go back and, It all depends with how things go. Am I saying I'm going to finish the champion training tournament, meaning I get the fragments on Saturday? Probably not. I may do it over a couple of days, but I will be doing the champion. All of this will be done during Dungeon Divers. So I wanted to kind of give you guys the insight there on how I'm trying to optimize. If I came on today and I knocked out all my dragon, I have 0 points on Dungeon Divers on Saturday. And then I'm doing dragon, extra dragon, to get Dungeon Divers points, because dragon would give me more Dungeon Divers points, right? So it's better for me to wait till Saturday. Now, given the stockpile of resources I have, I mean 4,300 gems, I may calculate and say, okay, well, what if I spend a little bit extra energy? What if I go 2750? Right? What if I spend 3,000 energy towards the dragon tournament on Saturday while I'm gone and get myself extra progress towards the Dungeon Divers, right? So I may consider doing that, since I feel like energy is not going to be a problem for me as I go down this path. Classic Arena is very easy, so I'm not worried about those. Basically, here's my plan. I'm not doing the Hero's Path. The Hero's Path is completely extra, and this Hero's Path is not the fun kind. Hero's Path with extra champion fragments, which means summoning champions from shards and summoning souls from soul stones. Well, I'm going to be completely out of soul stones going into the Hero's Path. And in the past, the soulstone ones were very hard. And I'll be summoning champions from shards. I'm probably going to be out of shards going into that, because pause. Before I pull any shards for this summon rush, I will do the math first. If I'm honest, I'm trying to think of how I want to talk about this. Maybe this is why I need to come up with some better, plan these out a little bit more instead of just going live. So let's talk about the second half of the tournament phase. Spider and Fire Knight. This Dungeon Divers is going to be tough. This Dungeon Divers is going to be very, very tough here. 4. Yeah. And that's because we're really doing it all in Fire Knight. Now, thankfully, Fire Knight is on an easy 20 farm. I have a lure. I'm not worried about doing Fire Knight. The Spider one on Sunday also has its own Dungeon Divers event. Now, there is crossover for the Champion Training event, but that's going to be kind of hard. So now let's talk. And then there's the Champion Chase. So let's talk about the Summon Rush. This is kind of the devil you know versus the devil you don't. I don't know what this Hero's Path is going to be, but I can do the math, and I can calculate exactly how many points I can get towards this Summon Rush to get the fragments. What shards are available to me? I did get 1 sacred. This is from the gift that we received. I have 2 primals, and I have 36 ancient shards. I do not want to spend my void shards. So depending on the point totals that they assign for these could greatly affect how many fragments I'm able to get during the Summon Rush. And it's a little scary. What I will say too, there is also, because I'm doing the math, if there's like, well, okay, you pull all your ancients, you pull all your primals, you pull all your sacreds, and you pull 3 voids, and that's enough. Okay, I pull 3 voids. You know, something like that. But if I have to pull all of my voids or almost all of my voids, it gets scary, and we don't know how many shards during this hero's path that I'm going to pull. What I will say is that the hero's path, it does not appear to coincide with the champion chase, which is a big deal because this champion chase, I'm assuming, is going to be voids. If it is voids, that's why I want to keep my voids. Now, thankfully, we are going into it with 2 legendaries ready to summon. I'm going to pull Drexstar during it. I'm going to pull Yannica. That's going to give me extra points. Let me just look real quick. I already got my so I'm still 4 weeks away from being able to get Yakarl, and I'm probably not. I don't know if I can get points for pulling Arbiter, but if I knock out a whole bunch of arena battles before that champion chase, I may hold off on this Spider's Den. Or maybe I hold off on the Ice Golem in order to get that far. And then I just pop Ice Golem, and then I pop all these other ones, right? During a Dungeon Divers, which is even better. Do the 100 million, that's pretty easy for me. And get Arbiter. So let me know in the comments if Arbiter counts for Champion Chase. I assume she would, but I am not 100% sure. So, okay. So, like I was saying, now we could also use some mystery shards. If I'm 500 short, then I just start popping mystery shards and throwing them away, basically, right? I just chuck them into some champions that I want to level, and we keep going. If I'm 2,000 away, mystery shards don't cut it. Obviously, I only have 1,600. I really don't want to grind and do 1,600 worth. We will see what is required for this summon rush. Also, I have gems. Now, it's not ideal for me to go spending all of my gems on ancient shards, but that is something that we can put into the calculation. So if you go to the gem shop, you can see that you're capable of getting, I think it's, 11 ancient shards for 900 gems. If I look at the summon rush calculations and it, you know, I'm going to need 20 more ancients, maybe I spend that 900 gems in order to get what I need for the summon rush. So it all depends on the scoring, and we will figure all of that out tomorrow. Artifact enhancement events, I feel pretty good about. I've got 45 million silver. I've got stockpiles of silver down here where I can craft some stuff and sell it. So not worried about that at all. And I probably have a real deep inventory of accessories. Yeah, that I'm sure a bunch of these could get cut too, and that's going to be a lot of silver. Not to mention I'll be generating a bunch of silver from running campaign and all of that. So artifact enhancement should be fine. The big scary thing is the summon rush, and I'm basically planning that I will not go for the hero's path. Again, I want to reiterate this. If I do the calculations for the summon rush, and even if I pull every single shard that I have on my account, including all of my mysteries, and I still can't get enough points, then maybe I don't do it. Maybe I don't do the summon rush, and I take a chance on the hero's path. But I'm going to assume that the hero's path event is going to be just as bad, if not worse, when it comes to summoning. Now, I still have a chance to get a few more shards between now and then. I think I did grab my arena one today from the bazaar. I did, yep. So, and I don't know if there's anything in the clan shop. I know I just looked there a second ago, but yeah, nothing too crazy in here other than a legendary book that I can't afford, which I think we talked about in the other video. So that is the plan. Because of how it's mapped out, I do have to do the summon rush. There is no way around it, and as far as I can tell, they're not doing the cheeky thing where they offer you a an epic, right? Sometimes they'll be like, "Oh, if you win this, you just get an epic, and then you can skip 4 events." But they're not doing that here. I will say that if the champion chase is what I think it is, and it's voids, then there is the possibility that I can pull one of these Kafirs, but that's very unlikely. Very, very unlikely. It would just improve my chances. So, yeah, that is the plan. So now we know the plan. So really nothing too crazy happening until Saturday. I'm going to go ahead and pull these extra Mortal Soul Stones while we have the event, and I can afford to buy another one as well, so I'm going to do that. Okay, I think I have a greater than that already on her. Yeah, she's already got a 4-star, so that's dumb. Not happy about that one. I kind of feel like you shouldn't be able to do that. If you're going to put split souls in the game, right? Okay. Couple of rares. Let's grab this one and pull it. Let's see what we get. Yeah. We'll go to the collection and we'll sell all of these because those are wasted. And that's everything. Okay, so that brings a complete end to that tournament. I don't think I gained any additional points in the tournament. It's tempting to try and go for something else because we're, only 100 away from this keg, but I think I don't think I need to I've got most of these champions here are ones that I would likely use. The biggest issue is that with City of Centranos in the future, it kind of changes the landscape a little bit. There's a higher probability that I would need to use some of these epics. So ones that I might get rid of in other times, I don't think I would get rid of now. So we'll go ahead and call it quits on that tournament. And that is pretty much everything I got, I guess. So I'll be doing my dailies on this account today, just getting all that stuff done, praying that Clan Boss can give me another Sacred Shard. Ooh, actually, was it this account? No, it's not this account. So, 28... Okay, so within the time frame of the Summon Rush, I will get an additional Sacred. We need to remember that with the calculations. So when I complete my dailies, that's I've got 3 more daily completions, and then I will get the Sacred Shard here. That will likely be like 500 points, is my guess. Something in that range, depending on how they do the point scaling. So I need to remember that because I would pull it a couple days late. Not late in the sense that it would be over, but the Summon Rush starts tomorrow. So tomorrow's reset is, or is it? So yeah. So today is 1-1. Tomorrow's reset would be 2. And then Saturday's reset would be 3, and we're in the heart of the Summon Rush. So we'd be good there, even well into Sunday or Monday, right? So I'm definitely going to be able to get that extra Sacred going into it So there's value there as far as the summon rush portion of it goes. Not to mention the opportunity to get a couple of good epics, a couple of good legendaries potentially. So really excited about going into this summon rush and pulling these shards. Actually, I'm excited to pull shards during a non-2x. I just don't want to pull the voids. I'm hoping that saving the voids for the champion chase and pulling my existing legendaries will be enough to get me through the champion chase, as well as potentially Arbiter, to kind of like finish off that champion chase. So, all right, that is the plan. I've got work to do basically just to get my dailies done and kind of hold off until Saturday. The only other stuff I need to do tomorrow is going to be, so tomorrow we're going to do artifact enhancement. I'm just going to get it out of the way, knock that out. And that's pretty much everything that I'm doing tomorrow. I'll pull shards for the summon rush tomorrow. So tomorrow's video, expect a shard pull in it. I'm going to try and put something, I'm going to try and make, if I have the time, because I'm going to be really dead and stressed tomorrow. But if I have the time and capability to include a thumbnail, words are hard, if I can include a thumbnail about the shard pull on this video, I will. So you may see a thumbnail on the free-to-play series. That's mostly just to let you guys know, like, oh yeah, I pulled shards or something. Because I know you guys like to watch those. So keep an eye out for that. I may not have time to edit that, but I'm getting better at creating thumbnails now as I get more experienced with the program that I'm using for it. So as long as I keep that up, I think I can get a decent video, or sorry, a decent thumbnail for you guys and get some cool stuff for that. So check out tomorrow's video. Again, I won't pull that one sacred, but we can do the math ahead of time and calculate that. So that's what most of tomorrow's video will be about. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to end it here. Luckily, my sound feels like my computer troubles are behind me, so, you know, knock on wood. And hopefully I can do this fusion without any more difficulties. Thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please give me a If you enjoyed this content, please consider subscribing. That is the best way you can support my channel right now. I am pushing towards 1,000 subscribers, so if you're able to do that, I would really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you all in the next video.